We gon' break. That's just what the fuck we do. We break.
Welcome to Nightstand. I'm Barry, and this guy, B-Nash.
As usual, I am me, and ye are ye.
You said something similar last week.
I'm trying to, work on it, formalize it. Mm-hmm. You see?
Work harder.
Okay.
All right,
Well, today's a big day for me.
I know.
As you saw from the intro, we are working with something very close to my heart. Pretty much the only thing I care about besides my loved one and my house. Why don't you announce it?
Yeah. So today's episode, and listen, stay tuned because we got a segment that is going to leave you wanting more. Today's episode, though, is very important to me and Naz. We're born sort of close together.
Yeah.
But if you're out there and you're under the age of, say, 50, you're going to want to hear about classic video games.
Can you believe we made it here? Finally? Let me start by saying...
I'm listening to the
spirits?
The 8-bit.
You want to turn it on again?
No, we're good.
That would be your nightmare because I would play this thing the whole episode and you can just talk.
Well, I want to start out by saying that this is an addiction, is video games.
It's
ruined the country.
Well, it's absolutely ruined me. Mm-hmm. I can barely think about anything else, but it all started for me when I went over a family friend's house when I was like 8, and they had Nintendo Entertainment System, which I did not have, right? I only got Sega Master System later.
Grew up in the
When I was
fanciest
10.
part of town, all the wealth.
I had zero as far as video games went, and I walked up to the door. My family was there for a party of some kind, and I run in knowing they have Nintendo, and I spent the whole day in there. I'm talking 8 hours.
Yeah.
And I was playing Kung Fu.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
playing Super Mario Brothers. Mm-hmm. I was playing Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt blows.
It's the worst. I was introduced to the little Robbie robot.
Oh, the
that only
Nintendo
works,
robot.
But it didn't have batteries, so I was moving this thing around thinking I was doing something, but none of the gates were opening or closing.
What does Robbie do?
It spins
I always
with
wondered
these
about this.
discs. And it's very bizarre. You should YouTube it. You couldn't believe how complex it is for such a fun, if you actually do play it right, which I was never able to.
It's a game?
Yeah, it's a game. It's it was based on that one robot. And I think he had a couple other games, but it failed miserably. Just like most accessories to video game consoles fail. Like the fucking SNES blaster.
Yeah.
The gun is lame.
I will tell you this, though. We'll start with accessories, because, I didn't really know which route we'll take, because there's so many paths in this forest of pixelization.
Yeah.
But the accessory thing is huge, because, so I had an NES.
Yes.
Our friend who we've mentioned...
Aren't you something?
It was $50, man.
Okay.
Oh, no, the games are $50.
Sure.
But our friend who we mentioned before, Lange, so he had an NES. I had an NES. But then I'm already so over-darified.
NES. An NES.
Over-darified?
A nice nin.
Way too much dairy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Milk.
So I would go to Lange's house, and he had everything that I had for the most part. He had a nuclear family and loving and upbringing.
Right.
I didn't have that. But what he did have that I didn't have was the Power Glove.
Woo! That thing
The Power
was
Glove.
awesome.
And what's weird about the Power Glove is it did a million things, but you really had to be learned to use it, to do things with it.
So I've seen updated reviews of the Power Glove, and it's basically impossible to use.
Oh.
It's the marketing for it was started with Wizard, starring the incomparable Ben Savage. No, what's
he's
his brother?
incomparable.
What's his brother?
That would be
The main one.
Fred Savage.
Fred Savage.
Freddie.
And he goes to that wicked weird guy's house, and he's like, the Power Glove is awesome. It is not awesome.
Is this the Wizard?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
When they go to the championship at the end, and there was actually a real championship.
I saw it.
Yeah.
They filmed it.
Yep.
Super Mario 3.
So they've gone from, they went from city to city Nintendo back in the late 80s, I would imagine. And the Wizard was based on that.
The Wizard was 93. That movie came out.
So then, yeah, early 90s.
Was released in Well, so Super Mario Brothers 3 I got for Easter in 1993.
That's lit, dude. That
Changed
game is
my
so
life.
crazy. That game changed so many lives.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It's incomparable. When you hold down on that white block at the end of 1-3 and run to that door and warp whistle,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, you are pumped up for this episode.
I
Talk about
feel
warp whistles.
I feel so strongly about everything in this.
He hasn't even done one sound effect since we started, which he's just laser focused.
It's just all about the games,
Oh,
right? Am
wow.
I right?
Yeah.
It's all
But
about the life supply of games.
just to put a button on the Power Glove. So if you're playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out,
Yes.
right? So Little Mac has, like anybody else, 2 hands.
Yeah.
How are you fighting your opponents with just one glove? Did you need to get a second Power Glove that's a righty?
Dude, I don't think that should ever worked. I want you to confirm for me whether or not this is the Mike Tyson Punch-Out music.
No, but that's definitely from Nintendo.
It is, I know.
I think
but,
that might be Tyson's Punch-Out.
like
Oh yeah, no, it is. It absolutely is.
Is it?
Yeah, and I would play it for you for free.
Dude, if I came up to you and was like, and I punched you in your stomach and your pants dropped, you'd be like,
King Hippo.
that's right.
Right, but
That's how I see you.
I can't play the music because of obvious copyright issues.
Didn't I just sing it?
So let's just break it down real quick.
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about. We didn't even really cover accessories, although there was that
Oh,
giant...
no, power pad. Power pad.
Yeah, but there was
running
that,
on the...
that big thing.
Oh, the Advantage.
Yeah.
Dude, we used to use that shit for Simon's Quest. We used to use that shit for fucking... I don't even know what other game, but we used to use that shit all the time.
It's very
at,
cool.
My friend Matt's house, who lived in my neighborhood, and he had all the dope stuff.
Wealthiest
He
neighborhood.
had all the dope stuff.
But let's talk about a couple different things. Because when you think about classic video games, depending on who you ask and what age they are, they could say like, "Oh, well, there's PS1 games that are classics," and that's true.
That is true.
But I
Tomb
kind of
Raider,
want
Fallout.
to. I kind of want to keep this to, like the Atari age, the Nintendo age, and the Super Nintendo age.
Yeah.
So we're talking. I don't even know what the hell Atari is. 4-bit. Then there's
Something
the
like that.
8-bit NES, and then there's the 16-bit Super NES.
But let's
Okay.
start really, I think if we're going to start classic video games, let's start with Pong, which was the first video game technically ever created.
All right, so let's also start with Pong because it's a versus game.
Right.
You can play with 2 people.
Yes.
Pong is, as you can see on the screen, a very simple game where all you're literally trying to do is get that little blip to go in the opponent's goal.
That's right. And
There's nothing else.
I could still fuck you up in that, I think.
I mean, you don't have to use the F word.
Sorry. I've been using it a lot more lately. But I will say that my abilities, my there's different kinds of intelligences.
Oh my God, you're so smart.
No, but that's not my intelligence. My intelligence is classic video games.
Okay.
My friend Paul, who you saw in the documentary, would, looked up to me when I was younger because I was so good at classic video games. But then he went on to this illustrious career with video games to the point where he's like a master at all video games.
Right.
But it's that like that, what do you call it? Like hand-eye coordination, like
Yeah.
really jumpy, like sort of.
He's
I
like
don't even know what
a
to say.
tree lizard. He sees it.
Yeah, it's like I'm like a.
Right, one of those. Yeah.
There's a sound effect.
That's all right. I'm
First
probably
one,
gonna,
last one.
I'm gonna have to get a graphic in there. So listen. So the thing about Pong is it's a versus video game. And so versus video games and points video games, arcade style video games. These are the big boys, right? So you go out and you play Pac-Man in the '80s, or you go play Galaga in the '80s. All you're trying to do, and I saw Naz do things on Galaga that I've never seen any human do in my life, which was achievement.
Probably the craziest moment in both of our lives. We were on Lange's porch, which is like a 5x5x10 structure.
You had an
We had been
out-of-body
playing
experience.
this game for a while. Barry and I were most like apt to it. McKay would come over and he wouldn't want to play,
Right.
Or he would sort of play, but like I got so into it to the point where there was this one time when they were all like playing loud music and laughing
Yep.
and making these crazy jokes.
Million
and I literally
distractions.
went a million distractions, but I was so zoned in. Whether it was how many milks I had, I don't know what it was, but I was like floating above my body. I was the machine. I wasn't me anymore.
You were also dying laughing at these, jokes you have with your buddies
Yeah.
the whole time. I don't even know how you saw. All I saw was a rain of bullets, and you were moving that spaceship through it like you were on another planet,
Yeah.
quite literally.
And we should... Oh, sorry. We should say that Galaga was sort of that advanced Space Invaders. Like, Space Invaders was one of the first humongous games.
Massive.
And in arcades, you would go with your rack of quarters. Your mother would give you $10 in quarters.
Get out of here.
And you'd be like, this is holy to me. It's more than a religion. It's like you're connected to some thing that takes you away from the monotony of life. And as a kid, adventure and imagination in those video games, it turns the silly Space Invaders thing into like something else.
I feel like I smoked medical weed just hearing that.
Yeah, I feel pretty bizarre myself.
All right, so look, I mean, I want to talk quickly just about other versus games that come to mind when we talk about classic video games. So Galaga is not, you're not playing versus anybody, but it's points. So Pac-Man certainly.
Yeah.
But classic 101s, when Street Fighter 2 hit Super NES,
Damn.
changed my life.
In the arcade, Street Fighter 2 was crazy.
I bit a Super NES controller in half. I bit it in half when I lost to M. Bison the first time.
Dude.
My mother, who had purchased this SNES, I would say less than a week before, I don't want to say she struck me, but she spoke
Hit
to
you.
me.
I'd say.
Yes, but then Mortal Kombat on Sega
Mortal
Genesis.
Kombat, Johnny Cage.
We've talked about this
Raiden.
before, but Mortal Kombat was so great for kids because it was so graphic and disgusting.
Yeah.
Ripping people's limbs off, freezing them to death, and
Yes.
blowing their heads off. with a
Those
punch.
fatalities, like, finish him.
Yeah.
That's like
That's good
crazy
stuff.
for a kid to see. There was like codes that parents could put in that were like
take
no
away
blood,
blood?
and
That's
stuff.
so-
But like parents weren't stepping up to the machine.
If I
putting
went
this
to your
in.
house and we played Mortal Kombat and you're like, I'm sorry, my mom put in the no blood code, I tell you what, you and I would be having
have
a no
blood.
blood code.
or that bad blood code.
Yes, but you and I would be no longer blood brothers.
Oh.
Which we did in the summer of 2007.
That's right. And I still feel him coursing through my veins
Yes.
today. But as we come back to Tetris, I think really the story starts where I got this Game Boy when I was 10. On Christmas Day, I wake up and I'm like, I don't know what I'm getting, dude. I never knew. I didn't have a memory until I was like 17 or 18. But I do remember opening this and running upstairs being like, Santa Claus has brought me my new life. And this was the first system I had.
It's just a little Russian cartridge.
So I barely played Tetris when I got this, right? I played like Super Mario Brothers. I played Balloon Kid, which is that hot fire.
Balloon Kid is one of the great. I wanted to bring it up later. You and I, even in the aughts, the 2000s,
Yes.
it was a revival like on Wii.
Yeah.
And we had a couple good times back in the old apartment.
Circus Atari, we played on that multiple game thing that you
Yeah.
get with just the handheld controller. And Barry and I sat upstairs on Christmas Day.
True.
And I think I beat your ass. We wrote the scores on the wall.
It's true. I think, and until your sister kicked the door literally off the hinges and said, Matthew, you have to come to dinner. It's
Time for dinner!
We're doing circus.
I was like, I would rather die than eat. That's
Yeah.
sort of like how Barry lives his life to this day.
That's true.
But I would be remiss not to talk about my obsession with Tetris because it's the most important game to me classically. Alexei Pajitnov created this game on June 6th, 1984. When you see this episode, it will be June 7th, which will be a day after whatever anniversary that is.
First week of June, baby.
So there was one Thanksgiving where we actually had our friends over our little apartment in, that town.
Yeah.
Short ceilings. And I brought the NES up and I was like, let's play Tetris. And I don't know why I thought that because I hadn't played it. All of a sudden, I'm like, I'm better than everybody else. And everybody else was like, Jesus, dude, we can't compete. And I wasn't doing anything at that time. By the time I got from 2017 to 2021,
You have your Tetris scores on your phone?
I do.
This is kind of unbelievable
So
on so many levels.
I played every Tuesday or Wednesday and Friday on Lange's porch, and I got to 500,000. That was my goal. I got there on September,
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
August.
He's going to find that score. And
So that
while-
was 545, 280. Eventually, I maxed out my ability at my apartment, 645,440 points. Can I get a round of applause? Sound effect? Great. That worked.
You don't actually have to ever say sound effect. I take care of it on the back end.
I'm sorry if I'm
can't-
taking over the episode, but you
No,
have to
that-
watch Ecstasy of Order.
Listen, we'll watch all that, but we do need to
have
talk
to
about a
watch
couple
it.
other things that aren't Tetris and you having a bone in your neighbor's bedroom or whatever the hell you said.
All right.
So,
It's time for my nap.
real quick. So we got to get to our segment really quick. So it's
Oh, right.
it's the first week of June.
Yeah.
People are getting out of school, kids specifically, and they're going to be playing video games for 3 months, And
Including
that's
myself.
when you should be doing it. But
Yes.
school's not out yet. So I have a segment I am going to bring to the floor. It does nothing to do with you other than you are directly involved. And it is called We've Got Chemistry.
We've got chemistry. We've got chemistry. We've got it.
That's great.
Pretty good.
So the point of this segment is, so for about 2.5 minutes, and I'll need the producer to maybe, just get a timer going for about 2.5 minutes. I'm going to rapid fire the abbreviations of the periodic table to you.
This is going to be embarrassing.
For every element you get correct,
Yes.
I will give you a quarter, and then we can Venmo later so you can fill your gas tank.
They put some money in my motherfucking pocket.
Right, we were going to do that.
All right,
so we're going to
Martin.
run right down. We're going to go in order, so I don't know if that matters to you if you've ever,
I don't know if I must have learned the first 16 sometime, but I don't know them anymore.
Here's the best strategy I can give you. Don't hesitate. Just say the first thing that comes to mind.
Gotcha.
You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm probably going to do just what I did with the fears. I'm going to be like a word and then eon or something.
Well, that's impossible because I'm going to give you a letter.
Okay,
Okay?
let's hear it.
Okay, so starting with H.
Hydrogen,
H-E.
helium,
L-I.
lithium,
I'm already broke. B-E.
beryllium,
That's correct. B.
barium,
C.
carbon,
N.
nitrogen,
Okay, skipping ahead. C-R.
cranium,
M-N.
Matt Nazaro-ium,
F-E.
iron,
That's correct. C-O.
carbon monoxide,
Okay, skipping ahead.
Sorry, folks.
B-R.
beryllium,
No.
no,
K-
barium,
No.
no,
You already said that. K-R.
crasmium.
R-B.
Oh, Robert Benjamin.
S-R.
Cerillium.
Y.
Wyrillium.
So you're really just going to pop the
I said!
Okay. One little handful left. How about I-N?
Indrian.
Indrian? Jesus Christ. Okay.
I'm bad.
S-N.
Oh, this is snarkium.
Clearly. T-E.
Terillium.
I think that's technically right.
No, it's not.
X-E.
Oh, that's xenophobia.
L-A.
Lacrium.
Clearly. Let's go with E-U.
European Unionium.
You got that. Man, you're killing it.
I know.
D-Y.
DY is don't yoke me.
Well done. Well done. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Another round of applause. I mean,
Honestly, you just...
what did I get? 100 out of 100?
We're going to grade them later.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Scaled curve?
It's a scale curve.
It's like this.
Right.
And then it goes.
Woo! All right, so listen, let's talk about just elements real quick.
I did? Out of how many?
Oh, apparently he got
He got.
10
We got.
out of I don't know how many, but what's 10 times a quarter?
Jeez. Wait, 10 times.
Welcome to math class. 250?
4,
No,
4, 225,
that can't be right.
250. 10 quarters is $2.50. 4 plus 4 is 8.
Yeah. Okay.
Plus 2 is 50.
Listen, I don't have an excuse. Or excuse me, you don't have an excuse. I graduated second to last. You got done screwed up. So listen, really quick.
Yeah.
Let's go a little rapid fire TV action.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
All right, so let's name some games we haven't talked about yet that are really important. Like, can you give me the secret code?
We'll go one. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Contra.
Up, down, left, right, BA, select, start for 99 lives.
Contra, huge.
Huge, big.
Right. So for me, I want to go with Mario Kart.
Beautiful
The
game.
original
The
on
original on
SNES.
SNES.
So fun, as you will see,
Yeah.
I'm sure from
I'm going to go
Stillage.
NBA Jam because I was down in Art's basement just like messing up Nate and Art.
I came over once, and you guys
they
were
couldn't hang.
serious about it. I think for me, only because this is the first game I ever beat unassisted, clearly in the 80s. I mean, maybe Nintendo Power
have my
helped you out
next
here.
one, too.
But Kid Icarus. Quick story, my mom took a picture of me beating the end of Kid Icarus, so defeating the final boss, to send it to Nintendo Power. At their request in the magazine, we got the pictures developed. It was just a big flash on the screen.
Dude, that's
so you
crazy.
couldn't
Yeah, you
see
couldn't
the
see
end.
it. And that's why he told me I couldn't film an episode of me playing Galaga because I was going to play this whole show.
Yeah, we were
But he
just
said
gonna-
no.
we can't do it.
Because he doesn't want it to capture
No, it's this. It's you can't do this.
Ugh, dude, you're wrong.
Oh, the
so
whole
listen,
diamond.
I'm next. Rygar was a game I beat with Jeff, my friend Jeff from high school, and we were in my upstairs room, and we were like, yeah! Next.
I don't
Let's
know-
go Lightning Fire.
But just real quick,
Games.
I don't. I mean, I think that. Geez, I'm drawing a. Well, I don't know. I can't
This
get
is
into. I
easy.
can't do PS1. I have to go to SNES.
Do everything. Do anything.
Oh, okay. Well, so Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, man.
On PS1.
Classic game.
Unbelievable. I also. I mean, if we can go rapid fire, I'm gonna go Fallout 3.
It's going in turns.
Well, hold that one.
So you said
Fallout 3.
All right, I'll say Dr. Mario.
I will also say the original Grand Theft Auto
Oof, that's a good choice.
top-down look.
That's a dope-ass choice. My next one is going to be Life Force.
Oh, so
Shooter,
Life Force.
also multiplayer.
We have to stop on Life Force real quick. We'll probably end on Life Force. This kid, I watched him beat Life Force after I tried so hard to beat it. And I brought it to him, and he goes, he had never seen the game. And it's this little spaceship and a side scroller, and it's got all these things that you have to memorize. It's so weird.
Yeah, I told
And
you.
then Naz literally crushed this thing on Nintendo. And in that same week,
Infinite continues, so it's not that impressive, but I still am better than
in
this
that
kid.
same
can we all
week,
agree?
we had that God gift, Mega Man 2, right? Which Naz destroyed. So we
There's
went on
two
to Mega Man
stories
3.
I want to tell about this.
Well, I want to tell the one about Mega Man 3.
Go ahead.
So I'm in his apartment. I think you've made me like a turkey burger with blue cheese there before.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel comfortable. But Naz starts getting into Mega Man 3, and there's this one level where these lasers are just cutting left and right and left and right.
Dude,
and
that
this
game's
kid
hard,
keeps getting dusted to the point where he took his controller, and this is at Pinebrook?
Yes.
He threw it across the room and into the wall. It left a gaping hole, and he screamed, "Thank you very much, kind sir."
That's right, and I still say that to Barry this day, and I think my wife can attest to this. We did not get our Social Security deposit back. Am I right?
Definitely not your Social Security deposit.
Oh,
Because
no,
that you get back at 65 or earlier.
So the other story is we're at my other apartment and we're playing Batman on NES, which is like literally the most lit platformer you can possibly
So
play.
good.
And that game is actually tough.
I
and
remember
I got
this.
to the end, I got to the Joker, and I'm like figuring out his patterns. I'm like, oh dude, I thought this was gonna be harder.
Yeah.
So I'm playing this game like, and again, I'm in the zone. I'm outside my body. Like, nobody can touch me. Nobody can feel me. Nobody can see me. Nobody can do me. Nobody can free me. And then all of a sudden, I'm jumping bullets. I'm swiping. I'm doing whatever. I'm throwing down the little
Right.
to blow up his feet. And all of a sudden, Barry gets a text message that he's upset with. And he throws his phone.
Stop. Where did the text message come from?
I don't know. Who cares?
Could it possibly be my now wife?
I don't know.
Because she was hanging around driving on a beach in some Jeep having a great time, and that's what
and
I
that's
got.
something you can't handle?
Well, no, this is before we were together. I was trying to like court her.
Oh, you were courting.
That's why when she was like, "Yeah, I'm not
So
around."
listen,
just
as much
cruising
as
on
your
a beach."
relationship is important to me, couldn't
Right.
you have been courting currently the most impressive takedown of the Joker in the history of NES for like a 30-something-year-old
So what
who's
happened?
like trying to maintain?
You didn't say what happened. I
Oh,
just
dude, the NES, if you've never met it, blinks and blinks. If you throw something at it, it will just...
so you know, I didn't throw it at it. I gunned my iPhone into the rug, and it bounced, you know, in a way that it did hit the Nintendo and just blue screen in the
Allow me
middle
to
of
say,
the
I
final.
don't care how you upset it, but you upset me.
But I am steadfast that it was not my fault. It was her fault.
Oh, you blame your wife, I see.
Yeah, because
So
she
that makes sense.
She
That-
wants to
that
just hang
tracks.
on the back of a Jeep with her blonde hair blowing on the beach, riding around on some Saturday. No, you should be talking to me. You know what?
Actually, you know what? That day I
that
wasn't
one
even talking to him. I was playing the game. That's why I was playing so well. When I talk to you, that's when I mess up.
That is well said.
So classic video games.
Right. We're done with them. And so this
We didn't even go through them all.
could be game over. Well, we missed a lot because we were talking about Tetris for 18 minutes.
Well, Tetris should have been talked about for longer. Please watch Ecstasy of Order. Rustin Power, Jonas Neubauer. Literally my idol. It went Paul McCartney and then Jonas. Please look them up. Thor, all my dudes. Harry Hong, just beautiful players.
Are you accepting an award?
Please watch every October or something the Tetris NES Championships at the Portland Retro Game Center. It's just illuminating. Also watch Fistful of Quarters with Steve Wiebe and what's his name? Billy Mitchell.
Yeah.
Dude, this is important. I'm not joking. We should continue. Have you seen that movie?
Is it? It's about Donkey Kong. Yeah, I've seen it.
So
He's got
if
a
you-
beard and long hair.
If you've ever been to Fun Spot in New Hampshire, there's a giant banner of Billy Mitchell with his first Perfect Pac-Man game, and I could smell the armpit energy
Jesus.
in that room of when he did it, and he's so disgusting if you watch this movie.
He was very full of himself, as I remember.
Oh, he was 100% narcissist. And you could use your power to create a hot sauce company. You could use your power to...
My power?
Yeah.
I don't have the power to sweep. I was asked earlier by my wife, but I didn't do it. You know why?
Why?
Because she was in a Jeep on the beach with
Oh my
God
God, this
knows
again.
who.
I would throw this Game Boy at the camera so it stopped filming, but it's too precious to me. Okay?
Anyway, thanks for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next week when we discuss extra terrestrials. Also, you can click the link that we're going to do at the end here.
That's right. Also, we never talked about our new threads.
Oh,
Hello?
God, yeah, it's summer outfits.
We're popping colors. Am I catching cones? I don't know. We'll check the
got
shadows
so-
in the replay.
I'm coned out.
Oh, well, we also didn't talk about Let's Be Each Other, how I slapped your...
Yeah, I've been on to slap a tit.
Okay.
Next
anyway,
week,
slap
fuck
a
around,
tit, don't
slap
eat
a tit.
gelatin, and God bless you.
Yes, yeah.
Good.